Welcome back to another Vibes and Frequencies video. My name is Nathan, and I love making videos about said crystals. All right, now in this video, it's amethyst time. So what you can expect to find here is from my own personal experience and my own way that I resonate with amethyst, I'm gonna lay out my top 5 favorite things about amethyst for you guys, and we're gonna call it Amethyst, Top 5 Crystal Benefits. So get ready. I hope you're on the edge of your seat. And before I get started, special thank you so much to Diana. I really appreciate your donations that you've made to my channel and just your continued positive energy that you keep sending my way. You're super awesome. You requested I make this video about amethyst, and so it's dedicated to you. Benefit number 1 is that amethyst helps to separate the voice of your ego from the voice of your higher self. What do I mean by this? There is a voice that is constantly talking in my mind and likes to narrate a lot. And I discovered that that is my ego. My higher self tends to kind of chime in as well, but it can be quite buried by the amount that my ego likes to talk in my mind and the amount that I will spin out of control with my ego, right? Amethyst really helps to calm energy in a way that has this very intellectually stimulating type way about it, and yet at the same time really kind of calms and nullifies some of the intensity that I personally normally feel. And the way that this manifests for me, the reason that I appreciate it the most, and the reason that this is one of my top favorite benefits of working with amethyst and why I've got so much of it, is because when I am with amethyst, when I click in place with this energy, and it doesn't take long because it really is quite powerful, even though it's just amethyst, right? It really is quite powerful. And it clicks me into this zone where there is a certain amount of silence that's reached in my brain. And yet it doesn't shut the brain down. What it tends to do for me is instead almost kind of separates me and slows the thoughts down, where I can see this is ego Nathan speaking. This is true Nathan speaking. So my conversational skills within my brain are, well, a lot more functional. I guess that's one way to put it. But really, I'm trying to think of a better way I could flesh this out, but I think you guys get it. If you resonate with this one, I'd love for you to stick maybe your way you would explain it, or just how you relate to me in saying this in the comments. That way we could kind of flesh it out more together. But yes, benefit 1 helps to separate ego voice from higher self voice. There you go. Let's go ahead and get on to number 2. Benefit number 2. Here we go. Amethyst is one of the most powerful crystals that I have found to increase the work that we are already doing with our psychic abilities. If you are a psychic worker or somebody who does energy healing type work, amethyst is a super incredibly powerful tool that you must have. And I'm assuming that if you are a psychic worker or energy worker, you already have amethyst and you know this. But for those of you that aren't familiar, amethyst is really incredible at increasing our psychic abilities. And it's exactly resonant to me because of what I said in number 1. It really helps to calm the mind, helps to nullify this kind of intensity that we might normally feel pushing us in different directions, and helps to separate the ego from the higher self voice. So it's kind of, I think you guys could probably peg how this comes in handy with psychic abilities too. For example, if I am clairvoyant, it might be difficult for me if my ego mind keeps coming in and kind of rebuttaling about things, and it might become slightly hard to differentiate in your mind between what is the clairvoyancy, what is your own projection, right? So amethyst can help to separate things that we might not necessarily know is ourselves being projected at it, but when you use amethyst while you're doing your psychic work, you do know. It's this vibration, kind of feels like to me electricity in my brain. It kind of like kicks in and just kind of vibrates a bit, and it feels pretty good, so there's that part of it too. But really, it's incredible because suddenly you can distinguish between what is your own projection. And it does have this kind of almost cotton wrapped around it, is what it feels like to me. It feels like these thoughts in my mind that are the ones that are normally very intense are wrapped in cotton. They've got this fluffiness to them. So I still have that part of my brain to access, and yet am able to really not feel it coming aggressively at me and can feel the energy and the information that is coming through my higher self that I am using in my spiritual work, right? So this is very powerful. Let's get on to number 3. Benefit number 3. This is actually probably why I utilize Amethyst so much, and it's because for me, number 3 is that Amethyst pairs incredibly well with almost all crystals. I have yet to find a pairing that couldn't be influenced positively by having some Amethyst in there. Now, for me, this has a lot to do with the fact that I work with more kind of high vibrational, kind of like trippy ones, like Moldavite, like Phenakite, things like this, for instance. And they kind of have this intensity to them. And even if you aren't working with super intense kind of crystals like that are like, super high vibe compared to others, you get me. Even if that's not the case, Amethyst is an incredible addition and companion to almost all other crystals because of the calming and spiritually, the way that it brings up spirituality for things. I believe that if we're working with crystals, that you are probably somebody who is also spiritual, and to be doing a certain kind of healing for yourself, to be maybe trying to manifest something specific, like maybe you're trying to focus, you're working with tiger's eye, maybe you're trying to manifest more abundance, you're working with citrine, so on and so forth. All of these really truly will benefit from having some amethyst with them, because it's going to, like I said, kind of cotton wrap this, and it's not going to nullify it. It's not going to take these effects away, but it's going to allow you to be calm in the work that you're doing. And when I say calm, it really doesn't even scratch the surface of what you get from amethyst. For any combination that we find ourselves working with, to have this added spiritual boost, that means that we are going to find ourselves present in whatever work that we're doing. And when we're present in the work that we're doing, no matter what crystals we're working with, it's going to be more successful. Because when we're present, we're really able to give it our best shot, right? If I'm working with a crystal and I'm thinking too much about, something that's depressing me from yesterday or something that's making me anxious about tomorrow, then I'm not going to be finding success even with whatever powerful crystals I'm working with. To find ourselves centered and spiritually, why can't I find the right word for this? It like antagonizes spirituality to immerse itself in you. I'll find a better word later. Wish I put it in the video, but I know you guys probably feel me on this. It's this really nice, peaceful, spiritual energy, and that in of itself helps us to be more present in the moment, and it really helps to make any crystal combination that you're working with more spiritual, more calming, more successful. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it at that. Let's move on to number 4. Number 4 is that amethyst is really going to enhance our spiritual practices in their entirety. And I'm sure by this point you guys can see how all of these effects and these benefits really tie into each other when it comes to amethyst. And when I say spiritual practice, I'd like to elaborate. I'm talking yoga, meditation, mantras, intention setting. I'm talking sleep. Yes, in my opinion, sleep is totally a spiritual practice, okay? And in this, what it's all about is, just like I was saying, it really helps to amplify our intention and our energy. It really helps to hold on to this spirituality and just project it outwards and all up inside of us way more than with not. And because of the calming nature of amethyst, I find myself, I didn't angle this quite right, but I'm just going to go ahead and maybe I'll take a picture and put it in here so you can see, but this is my meditation spot here, and what I do is I take all my pieces of amethyst that I got, right, and I've got some more over there, but I kind of stack them up over here and make an amethyst tower, and I got it right up against my head. And I'm telling you guys right now, amethyst is my favorite crystal to meditate with, because there are others that can be kind of exciting and take it in like a really trippy, powerful direction and to whole different dimensions and things, but with amethyst, it doesn't color my meditation. It still feels as though it's me going into my own true depths without this color shooting itself all over my meditation and taking the driver's seat. I still am driving. Amethyst is a really beautiful companion for this reason, because it doesn't take over. It simply allows us to calm our thoughts, to separate the ego, and to incorporate the spiritual electricity into our crown chakra that really floods into our body. And specifically to me, I feel really exploding out in my third eye intuitive type place, which to me is why it's going to be so great at enhancing spiritual practices. This is the same with yoga. This is the same with sleeping. If I'm ever having trouble sleeping, I will take my amethyst and I will stack it over around my head. And I don't do this too often because it works so well that when I wake up in the morning, I find myself going back to sleep, going back to sleep, going back to sleep, if you catch my drift. It's so soothing. It's really this energy of I want to be all cuddled up in front of the fire and it's snowing outside. It's so peaceful and soothing. So that's what I gotta say about that. Let's move on to number 5. And number 5 is really incredible, and I'm excited to share this one with you guys. So let's do it. I'm gonna move. Number 5 is that it is going to help you to stay true to your true goals. When I say true goals, I'm talking about a goal that you set for yourself that is of your higher self importance. Our true goals that are coming from the core of who we really are and what we came here to do, these goals that we set for ourselves are sometimes very difficult to maintain a straight direction with. And it's because certain things in our reality, well, they tend to fluctuate. The energy tends to change. And, we've got walls to climb. That's part of the fun. It's part of the adventure and the journey that we're on. But sometimes we climb so many walls after walls after walls that we find ourselves sitting back and going, you know what, I'm done. I'm not going to pursue this, okay? And Amethyst really, for me, helps me stay so on target with my goals, such as meditating every single morning and first thing before bed. That's super important to me. It's a very powerful part of my lifestyle. Same as my Kundalini yoga. I kind of blend that with my morning meditation. And Amethyst is seriously an energy that if I, for example, find myself before bed going, I don't feel like meditating, instead I'm gonna watch this episode of Netflix, right? I just kind of just look at my amethyst and I just channel it, right? Or I'll just hold it and keep this energy on me, and I can still hear that voice, right? I can still hear that ego talking, going, man, it would be, you know what, you deserve it, right? Eat a burrito, eat a bunch of burritos, order some pizza, and watch a bunch of movies, and don't even go to sleep. You don't need to stay on target. You've been working hard, blah, 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 right? This is the voice that I hear in my head. You can chill, man. and I'll be with my amethyst and I'll go, I don't need to do those things to chill. There is no reason that I cannot feel chill right now without eating a bunch of food and binge watching Netflix. I'm bringing this up as an example because, to be honest with you guys, this is my main problem that takes me away from myself and from my goals and what I'm achieving, is I'll randomly have these periods of like, I must binge eat massive amounts of food and do nothing but watch TV shows. It is my kryptonite, and it is the shadow work that I continuously find myself pursuing against, right? Anyways, Amethyst is a really powerful tool for me to stay direct because I achieve this state of calmness, and I can silence the ego in a way where it's got that cotton wrapped around it, right? So it's not aggressive coming at me. And I can hear my higher self clearly speaking in conversation with the ego, rather than it being the whole ego taking over and driving. I get to hear both voices, right? One on the left shoulder, one on the right, and me in the center, and make a conscious choice of which one I want to follow. Sometimes I may pick to watch the show, but it becomes a conscious choice to lower my vibration if I'm going to be serious and talk about it that way. Sometimes I will make a conscious choice that, you know what, I'm going to choose to do this, and I choose that tomorrow I will, make up for it, right? But Amethyst is the ability to have that kind of conscious decision making, and I find when I'm making a conscious decision, I 98% of the time make the conscious choice that is based on my higher good and my higher self and what I truly want for myself. And so this just blossoms into all kinds of incredible things, right? You got higher self-confidence because you're living your best self. Maybe you find yourself eating healthier. Maybe you find yourself, when you are consuming television, to be consuming things that are more indicative of the kind of information you want to allow into your subconscious mind to program you. right? So I could take this one pretty far because it truly is super special to me. And of course, just crystals are special to me in general, but the ability to hear a conversation happening in your mind and be a peaceful bystander that gets to choose the side that it wants without pressure, without feeling like this kind of peer pressure from the voices in your mind, letting them take you, that's how I would explain it. So, those are my 5 amethyst benefits. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm here at the tail end of this video and I've been holding my amethyst and I've been really vibing with it. And I'm about ready to put my PJs on and just chill out with a good book because that's how I'm feeling from this energy. And I'm cool with it. Like I said, I don't know about you, but I would like to know about you. So please, if you would so do so, I'd love to have a conversation with you guys in the comments about what you love most about amethyst. So if you made it all the way to the end of this video, thank you so much for joining me in this amethyst adventure. And thank you also for conversing with me about it at the end. It is my favorite part of making videos, so I look forward to speaking with you and hearing about what you use amethyst for. Once again, thank you so much, Diana, for encouraging this video and everything else that you do. You're super awesome. I'm very grateful. And thank you all for watching this Vibes and Frequencies video. If you've got a crystal that you want to see me make a video like this about, put it in the comments. Let's do it. All right? Not sure what that voice was about, but at the end of the day, here I am saying thank you for watching this Vibes and Frequencies video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in a day from today for my very next video. Have a good one. Get yourself some amethyst, and goodbye.